Welcome. Let's start by this. Ney is an Iranian musical instrument. It is the one that you are hearing now, and you will hear at the beginning of each session throughout the first week. For Maulana or Rumi, it is a personal motif because Ney is a simple, worthless wood, empty inside, with many holes and imperfections. It doesn't have any mouthpiece or keys or anything that other woodwind musical instruments have, but if you know how to blow in it, not just blow in it, but know how to blow in it, then it makes the most phenomenal sound. For Molana, Ne is a motif of human being, an empty shell of flesh without any intrinsic value, full of imperfections, but when the spirit of the word, whether you want to call it God or any other name, is blown in it, and when it is done masterfully through unity and love and attachment, then this is the most precious thing on earth. This is, in this sense, Rumi's being a humanist as well as a mystic. Now, let's start on the prologue to Masnavi. بشنوین نی چون شکایت می کند از جدایی ها حکایت می کند از نیستان تا مرا ببریدند در نفیرم مرد و زن نالیدند سینه خواهم شرح از فراق تا بگویم شرح درد اشتیاق هر کسی که دور ماند از اصل خیش باز جوید روزگار وصل خیش. This prologue, based on what most critics believe, is a summary of everything Rumi has to say about his work there, but said in a very symbolic way, which is still not completely deciphered. Throughout this course, I try to keep the best balance I can between literal translation, which gives you a sense of what is actually said, and the creative translation, which gives you a sense of what it means in the context of Persian language. Keeping this balance will not always be easy, but I will try my best. So the translation of the first four couplets, which I just read in Persian, would be something like this. Listen to the ney and how it is complaining, reciting the narrative of separations, saying since they have cut me from the reed bed, men, women have been crying with my weeps. I need to find a heart so broken by separation to be able to understand the pain of longing I endure. Anyone who is separated from their origin is thereafter only looking for their reunion. That was the poem. But what does it try to say? For starter, as I said, it is not any kind of mysticism. It is very humanistic and at the same time pantheistic. It is pantheistic in the sense that finds a connection between everything in the world and see all of that as part of that initial soul which was blown into the material body of this world. Let's not forget that Maulana started as a Muslim cleric, as I mentioned before, and based on Quran, God blew from his own soul the life into the first man, Adam. So man has a centrality, which is the humanistic side of it. But at the same time, the role of humankind is not as restricted as the usual Abrahamic religious beliefs. Since Maulana extends his Islamic monotheism into a form of pantheism, then man is not center in the sense that he is at the top of the universe in value and power, but it is only center as a part of a whole, one small wooden tube, just like a ney, cut from the bigger reed bed. This is the narrative of separation that the symbolic ney, as a symbol of every lonely human soul, is reciting. And if we hear the weeping of Ney as the instrument, or the suffering of one man as the manifestation of the symbol, it is in fact the pain of all humankind because of their lonely state in the world. Molana is saying that there is no escape from that loneliness, that it is what we are born with. But there are remedies, which are the things we are going to discover later in his thought and in his course. And it is not like that everyone understands their state of separatedness. Some come to this world and go without knowing why deep down they feel an unnameable pain. But the one who understands and the one who is seeking the remedies, that person is the audience of Maulana and of this course. Maulana then reaffirms his theory that if we accept this pantheistic look, anyone who is separated from that connectedness is thereafter only looking for a reunion. This is where Rumi starts his masterpiece called Masnavi. Jump into the main theory, but with heavy symbolism. And if you think about it, it actually matches many theories of psychoanalysis, positive psychology, mindfulness, and many other modern ideas. But more on that later. Until next session, آینده باشید.